audio equipment, talking to the man himself, Martin.
How's it going? Thank you, Josiah, for coming, bringing the team. The most love what you're doing there, and I'm so happy you guys came by the Matthews booth to some of our awesome grip support.
So first of all, how many people call you Martin versus Martine?
Yeah,
and was that like a cruel trick from your parents, or what's?
No,
tell us about the situation.
It's a good way to know if I've met the person or not before, or if they call me Martin. It's like the person of the DMV. If they call me Martine, I know that they've seen my videos, or that I might have met them at a party and I don't remember.
Yeah, or maybe that they're deaf and they can only read.
I
mean, there's possibilities
and
here.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good little filter. But yeah.
Oh, but first, before we get started,
yeah.
If you're here at NAB and you what is it called, screen sniping us, Kiko? He's ignoring me.
They're ordering
screen snipe. Is that the term? Stream snipe. Okay, I'm learning all these newfangled terms. If you can stream snipe us, which means like you come in on our live stream and find us, we're giving away this best in the industry 2.5-inch Matthews genuine grip head. So
100%.
We're in a very top secret location right now, but if you find us, stop by. Or later on the day too.
Come on through. All right. So right here we have a lot of cool stuff. It's our micro grip rigging. We wanted to have a really good time with the show, and everyone likes putt-putt, but we want to show that you can use our micro grip to support small lights, small modifiers. We do really big support, but we also do tabletop support.
In addition to this super cute C-stand right here,
this is,
which has apparently been super popular. Like, it seems like they're back-ordered places.
People love them. People love these guys. They now have a quarter 20 adapter. So now you can put your brick lights on there, you can put your cameras on there. People use them on their desks for their little zoom cameras and stuff like that. So they're very cute, but also very functional, very beefy. I really dig them, and so do a lot of other folks. They're also great as obstacles when you're playing putt-putt.
Absolutely. I super want one, but he hasn't given us one yet.
No,
so
not yet.
yeah,
no, we're still getting to know
they're
each
so
other.
in high demand. Martine and I have known each other for a while.
It's been years.
A good while, mostly online, but NAB.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Max Menace arm. So this is, I hear a lot about this. A lot of people love it. I haven't actually used one.
So this is our middle Max. The original Max, when it packs away, pardon me, Linda, I'm gonna roll this guy over here. No problem. So this,
look how easily that moves.
This is our middle Max. The original Max Menace boom arm packs up at a 6'7" height, so it can get through a doorway that's 6'8". That unfortunately does not fit onto anybody's vans. The world, has gone. In my career, it went from a bunch of like shared little vans and shared little box trucks to enormous trailers, and now it's back to these smaller vans, these transit vans, sprinter vans, Ram 1500 low tops, which is what we designed this to fit into, because that Ram 1500 low boy is at 60 or a 67-inch height, and this is 64 inches, so that this can get in there, strap up against the wall. You don't need to lay it down on the aisle. And what it does for you is once you build this out, it will get you 13 and a half feet out, so it'll boom with nothing in the back. Menace kits.
That's
great.
a big deal. You got to go off the other end,
Yeah.
add a bunch of weight on there.
If you have 14 feet sticking out that way, you're going to have 6 feet sticking out the back. This can tuck away into a corner, and you're not relying on a ratchet strap. You're not relying on a piece of speed rail that might have been holding a flame bar. It could have been.
You're relying on a good American engineering is what you're relying on.
That's it. And the craftsmanship, these are made in Burbank. These show up as raw material.
So what you're telling me is the tariffs are not going to affect the prices on this.
Unfortunately, the material itself is not from Burbank, so
I was expecting you guys mined that, like maybe in the back lot or something.
That's what we just keep digging deeper into the earth, so we can make more of these Max arms. Now the material is amazing. It looks like signpost material because that's what it is. It's not a precision material, but it is not brittle and hard, and it is not soft and mushy. It is the middle of the road, so that it has the right weight. It has the right rigidity. You don't want something to be too solid or it gets brittle. It'll break.
And it ties in nicely with the middle name.
Yeah, so middle Max is smaller.
I'm
than
such a
Big
doofus.
Max. Big Macs will get all the way out to 17 and a half feet and all the way up to 23 feet. This guy will get you out 13 and a half feet and hold 80 pounds. So you can boom out 13 and a half feet, support 80 pounds with a 3-to-1 weight ratio. So if you have 20 pounds on the end, you want 60 pounds on the base.
It's a nice, easy calculation.
It's easy.
I've seen these used a lot on like a rooftop scenario, like
so
arming over.
6 feet below grade. Grade being wherever the wheelbase is mounted, you can shoot down 6 feet below it, and then if you're on a mezzanine, on a rooftop, on a balcony, you can shoot light through the windows of the floor below.
And not have to have a condor there that day.
Or scaffolding.
Possibly.
Or whatever it's going to take. Parallels, we built a lot of those in LA, and they're a pain in the butt. You're building scaffolding everywhere you go. And that's usually a rigging crew that has to come in the day before, set it up, then you have your shoot day. It can't move because it's built in place. This can roll around completely, mounted with your light, 13 and a half feet out. You can make adjustments. Adjustability is efficiency. So being able to do that, I think, puts it in a league of its own. No one else is ripping us off on this because they're really hard to make. A lot of our other gear is not as time-consuming and take as much effort to make this thing, but it's precision equipment. It's purpose-built. You're putting heavy things over people's heads, and you need to keep it safe. So
hashtag liability.
Yeah, that's what a grip company deals with every single day. Sometimes we have things that are so cool that we can't release them because they're too cool. But
way
this
too
guy
cool.
is very cool and also very safe.
How are you just hauling this up the stairs by this end? Like, or you got two guys, or?
Is that we have this receiver here. This is the extension right here, the drop down.
Yeah.
And it has a receiver for it here and a receiver for it here. That isn't just to be able to give you that, like, the choice of where you want to store it. It gives it a carrying handle. So you can have one person on each side if you're going up steps, one person pulling the back of it up, while you have another person holding these handles, or two people. More people, the lighter the work. You know what I mean? So
a lot easier than getting the Fisher or the Chapman up there.
100%. This is a much better party to be invited to than a dolly party. It's 200 pounds, so it's sturdy, it's hefty. People always want, they say, I want big, beefy gear. I want it to be so stable and so robust and really lightweight and really compact. And you're like, okay, we're moving in two directions. I think this is a great middle of the road where it's not the 450 pounds that our air climber is, but it's a reasonable amount of weight, and it folds down for what it does. I really think it folds down in a reasonable size to be able to get it into your van.
So I have 15 people on our live stream right now.
Yeah.
Just remind them about our giveaway.
Okay, reminder, we have a Matthews grip head we're giving away. If you can stream snipe us, yes, brand new, shiny, compliments of Martin himself. He'll even give you some goodwill. Oh, here it, oh, sorry, too late,
Yeah.
Gavin.
Let's go.
Gavin just took it up here.
Hey, thanks so much.
You are the proud owner.
Hey,
Good to see you, man.
Right on, brother. Hell yeah. Right on, man.
Right place, right time.
That's right, good deal.
Right on.
All right, one more thing we want to talk about before we get on to whatever else is the grip rail system. So you released this last year, right?
Yeah, we released it last year. There's the short grip rail, and this is the long grip rail. The short grip rail goes from 27 inches to 42 inches, and then the large grip rail, and I'll show you what they do, it goes from 41 inches, and as soon as you loosen this, you now have telescoping speed rail.
You can tell Martin's a pro with that ratchet,
It's a beauty. This one's older than all my children. All their ages even put together.
Combined.
I think I've had this for like 12 years or so. And the only reason I still have it is this guy glued all the bits into there. That's a good little tip right there. Just glue it.
Pro
And then
tip.
now, this is solid bar stock, and this is a clamp reducer. So you can put this anywhere you want so that you can continue to rear clamp onto here. And this is just two halves right here.
This is 1.25 inches, right?
This is 1.25 inches. We also have 1.5 inches in the same length. But yeah, this is just a two-part reducer. So you can stack them up and put whatever clamps you want up and down the rod. Right there. This is a junior receiver, so you now have a candlestick right here. You can put your lamp directly into here. You can put a spud adapter. That's what we call it. It's a spud adapter. It goes from a junior to a baby pin. And you can use it for wall spread. It's a spud adapter, guys.
Yeah, I don't
And,
I don't know that there's not any other terms that you would use for
no one
something
would
like
ever
that.
Say anything else. But yeah, so you can do that.
We're a very sophisticated and
I know.
crew
That's
on
just
set.
going over everybody's head. I get it. It's a spud adapter. It's in our catalog. Check it out. We invented it.
So I mean, this sounds cool, especially for like if you're doing like a spanning a room.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you what.
So you can couple this with speed rail?
That's what's right overhead here. This is standard speed rail, and this is 1.25" speed rail that we weld a step into.
Oh,
so
I see.
This is literally starts off speed rail.
Some sort of coating.
And then this, it's type 3 anodized, so it's a hard anodized coating. This side is billet, so we bore out the 1.125" junior receiver right there. And then we have a flange on the inside here, so this won't come out. So overhead, we have a disco ball hanging from it. We have an FX9 with a cam tank hanging from it. We have our G3 from Felix hanging from it. So you can see there's not much deflection, which is really great because we use solid bar stock and grid clamps.
So you would just use like a speed rail coupler of some sort
That's
to.
exactly it. Yeah, that's this little black speed rail coupler right
Oh,
there.
yep, I see it.
Coupler. So we have 2 grip rails on the ends. There's a shorty over there doing the little T at the end of our goalpost.
I'm feeling like,
very
especially if
cool.
you're using like speed rail spreaders,
Yeah.
that's going to save a lot of waste on speed rail. So how much
talking
does this little guy run?
So, pardon?
How much does this little guy run?
This goes around. It lists at like 179, and this is like 189, right around. So under $200, and this.
So we'll be buying one of these today.
I'll tell you what. After 20 years of cutting speed rail to size for every different size hallway,
There's got to be a better way.
yeah, it's so wasteful. And at the end of a show, I have a trash can full of recyclable speed rail cutoffs, and I'm like, recycling and all, but I also paid for that stuff.
Yeah.
And you can't, when you're on the walk, the boss says, hey, cut me a pipe to 38 inches, and then the second you cut it, say, hey, whoa, make that 41.
I can't make it longer,
I
boss.
don't have the pipe stretcher, so we can't do that. But anyhow, very, very cool piece of gear. It's called the grip rail, and it's going to stick around with you. It doesn't turn your gear into expendables. It keeps your gear
I love
around.
it. Last thing, what do
Yeah.
you think about our microphone here?
It's the highlight of NAB 2025. I'm telling you, I come out here and I really I have my whole checklist of what I need to check out. This was a surprise.
Yeah,
This was
we
something.
sprung it on him.
It blew me away. I've been there from the very beginning of this wrench, and I thought we had all the bases covered. Josiah and his team, they proved me wrong. I didn't know there was the possibility to print out something so awesome.
So if you're a gaffluencer, which I guess is the new term for people who do what I do.
Did you just make that up? Right
No,
now?
I didn't, but somebody
love
said
it.
that.
I made it up. No, I'm kidding. But that's very, very awesome. I appreciate you guys putting the thought and the work into it. And I saw the previous iterations.
Yeah, I mean, years of research and development.
Thank you so much for coming by and taking the time,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks, man.
It's a pleasure.
We'll see you around.
Always looking forward to it.
All right, on to the next thing. Secret.